Hi, my name is Shannon Sylvia, and welcome to Ask Bill Keegan. This is our new town manager here, and the show is created so that the residents of Foxborough can communicate and ask questions, name topics, get any sort of information that they want to from Bill Keegan, and you just need to send an email to askbillkeegan@gmail.com. And these questions can be on any topic, but we're also going to attempt to invite a guest for every segment so that we can have a different topic, and you can discuss with either someone within committee, a board, someone maybe within town hall. So if there's anything that you're interested in hearing about, that's once again askbillkeegan@gmail.com. And I want to take a moment to comment on this fabulous set. The desk and the chairs were all donated, and Mike Weber and his very wonderful intern who's in high school, Jess Todd, great thanks to them. And also the intro shows a number of wonderful images of Foxborough. Many, many thanks to Bob Gillis for generously letting us use them. And so now I'd like to introduce you to our new town manager, Bill Keegan. Bill, thank you so much for taking the time to join us for the first segment of Ask Bill Keegan.
Thank you very much, Shannon. It's a pleasure to be here. And hello, everyone from Foxborough. It's going to take me a little while to get used to the fact that I'm no longer in Dedham. I was in Dedham for the past 12 years, so
wow.
It's going to take a little getting used to, obviously. But I'm really happy to be here. And I have to tell you that people that I've met in and around Foxborough, just local residents, business people, all the community at large has been very, very welcoming, and I'm really very appreciative of that. I hope that I live up to everyone's expectations, because I know that the bar has been set very high, and that's okay. I'm really glad it is, because I demand a lot of myself, and I put a lot of time into the work that I do. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in the business now for about 31 years. So, as I say to people, there aren't too many surprises that I haven't seen yet, but there's always a few. And so, but I'm interested in being here for a lot of great things to come, and I'm really quite pleased that Foxborough was willing to have me here.
Now this must be really different for you coming from Dedham. Now Foxborough does have a lot of big things, issues, and obviously large industries here, but it's a small town.
Yeah, but it's interesting, because I was talking to someone today about this, and I said, I really think that Dedham, there's a lot of similarities between Dedham and Foxborough in many ways, because while Dedham is larger, in the sense it's about 25,000 people, versus Foxborough is about 17,000. And I think that that while it seems like it's Dedham's a little more larger and just bigger in different ways, it really has the same kind of qualities. Dedham really prides itself in a great quality of life. They have Route 1, of course, is a major commercial area, but you have Route 1, and so it's really not that different in that respect. So. But I think that the quality of life is really important to people of Foxborough, and it's really no different than where it was in Dedham. So when I looked at this job opportunity, I said, there's a lot of similarities, and I think it would be a nice transition into this community because of all the similarities. And so I really, I know there are differences. There's clearly some differences in many ways. I'm of course having the fact that they're one of the few small communities in the entire country that has an NFL franchise in it, in a major venue like Gillette Stadium. It really is, the quality of life and the culture and the history of this community is very, very important. And I want to do everything I can to help preserve that, as well as integrate this major venue that is here in the community that also is a major contributor to our local tax base. So
have you had a chance to visit?
I have. I've had a chance to get out, and I've met with the craft group. I've also met with a lot of actually town boards and committees. I've been to most of the town operations so far. I've actually met with some of the local businessmen. I have another meeting with Route 1 businessmen tomorrow, up at the stadium actually, to try and just acclimate myself to what's important to them, as well as trying to get used to what makes Foxborough so unique in many ways. So it's really, I want to make sure that whatever goals that people have are goals that we can help accomplish. One thing I've learned over the course of my career is that I don't want to be the person who necessarily generates ideas about what a community should be like. I want to be the person that sort of helps make those dreams come true. So be the person that can sort of help facilitate those things and get those things done for people, as opposed to the person who drives those issues forward. So I think that's, in the course of my career, I've been successful in doing that. So I hope I can bring that same level of success here.
Well, I know
to
you've
Foxborough.
certainly been busy, because I've seen you at the AdCom, at the Board of Selectmen meetings, the town meeting, and other areas. I've seen you all around in a very short period of time. So.
Well, that was one of my goals. One of the things I set out for myself when I first came here was sort of set up a 100-day plan, so to see what I would do and try and accomplish as much as I can in that first 100 days. To try to let people know who I am. I have a different style than my predecessor, and then I also, and even different from the previous town manager, Andy Galla. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting that I think I probably fit in between the two of those styles, in the sense that I can move things forward at a pretty rapid rate, but at the same time, I'm also very attentive to the needs of the community, and also very sensitized to what's important to the community as well. So I know that there is, we've got some ways to go to try and, rebuild some relationships, which unfortunately were troublesome over the past few years. But I think we can do that, and I think we can do that successfully.
Did you notice any other particular challenges that Foxborough had as well, or?
Well, initially. First of all, I have to congratulate the community on they've done so many good things. So in what I've seen, you have a good school base, you have a very good, the services are very, very good. The department heads have been great. I've learned a lot from just seeing the various operations. I've seen the different buildings and facilities that have been done and done well. I also know that we have a challenge, of course, with Town Hall, which is something I set out to fix right away. And in the short time that I've been here, I actually put together a working committee of folks that we can try and figure out how to get that done. It can be done. I mean, I think it's. I had some really good news last night. The town meeting in Dedham actually approved a project that we've been working on for almost 10 years, which will build a new police station, a new town hall, and a new senior center, mm-hmm. Right in the downtown area of Dedham Square. So that took a long time to get to that point. So I don't think that we're going to need to take as long, because I know the project has already been worked at. The town hall project has been on the radar for a number of years already.
Well, I do know that town square, because I've been at court a couple times.
Twice
on the jury.
Oh, no, okay, all right. Glad you clarified that. But it's a great town square. It's very historic, and we just finished a major improvement project.
Yeah, it is pretty.
In the town. It came out very, very nice. But getting back to Foxborough, I think that project has been on the radar screen for a long time, and I think we want to try and get it moved forward now to the next level and really build a quality environment. It's not just for the employees; it's for the town to take pride in. I mean, that really is important. I know that a lot of folks, in the previous jobs that I've been to, took a lot of pride in the center of government, and we want that center of government to be something that everybody can say, hey, we have a great town hall, we have a great public fire and public safety facility, we have great schools, we have great facilities, and we have great services, and so we want that to be reflected at all levels of the government. So I think there's a lot of pride in this community, and I want to make sure that we're able to meet that requirement.
So on a more personal note, is there anything about your family that you'd like to share?
Well, first of all, I've been happily married for 27 years. It'll be 27 years in July. My wife and I we're both from the Worcester, Shrewsbury area. I grew up in Shrewsbury. Originally, my wife is from Worcester. Both my father and my wife's father were public servants. My wife's father was a Worcester firefighter.
Nice.
And my father was a police officer, then a firefighter.
Oh, wow.
So he did both.
Wow.
So it was interesting in that I followed suit in that same line of work, more or less in public service. And it was interesting. I regrettably lost my dad at a very young age, but if I had stayed on the same track, I probably could have been his boss someday, which would have been interesting to see that actually occur. But I did, because I actually was assistant town manager in Shrewsbury at one time, the town I grew up in. But going on from there, we have two great children, both becoming young adults very fast before our eyes. My daughter is going to be 26 in June. Lives in New York City, and Manhattan. Graduated from NYU this past about 4 years ago.
Yeah, I heard she's doing very well.
Doing very well. Yeah, she works at ABC in New York. She's an associate producer and was just notified recently that they're going to promote her to producer level. So
that's awesome.
So doing very well. So I'm really very proud. We're all very proud of her and what she's done. My son Billy, it was Billy the third actually. I'm the junior and he's the third, and he's a junior at Bishop Hendricken in Rhode Island, in Warwick, Rhode Island. And he's doing very well in school and is also a pretty good athlete. Plays baseball, and is their starting first baseman on the Hendricken team, which is a perennial.
Proud dad,
yeah,
you
that's
are.
right. I am very proud of him. So
that's great.
So I'm glad to see that they're both doing well, and it's something obviously we take pride in. I know as most parents in this community do, they take pride in their kids, and we do as well. So.
Yes, I think family is
very important.
Huge
very
in
important.
this community.
Yeah. And it's another reason why I wanted to come here. It was for that reason, is that family is important to me, and it should be important and it's important to this community as well. So.
You had touched on the town hall. Are there any other issues that you?
Well, yeah,
I
I probably should have elaborated more. There are other issues that we've been working on, such as the sewer agreement, the Tri-Town sewer agreement. That was just recently approved by the Mansfield Town meeting.
I myself was vested. I was very happy.
That's a huge achievement.
It was huge.
I wasn't here for most of that, but I was glad to see that the final agreement was finally approved by the town of Mansfield. So that is moving forward now to the next stages. And I know both town managers from those communities very well. And so we've already started some discussions about how we can collaborate further on making sure that's done
Now that's
well.
going to be the three now, right?
Yeah, right.
Norton,
It's
Mansfield,
Norton,
Foxborough.
Mansfield, and Foxborough, right? So that's an important issue for all three communities.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very anxious to kind of get moving in that direction. And the other thing for me is to right now is just to truly evaluate all my operations and to know what the key issues for them are. I mean, we just came out of town meeting, so we've got our budget set for next year, and we're in good shape financially. I think we're going to be okay going forward. Obviously, we're looking at growth issues, dealing with the fact that the building department and the building department indicated that there's a lot of growth going on. Mm-hmm. That's important issues for us to think about, because it affects us financially as well as it does. It impacts traffic issues, and it impacts schools, and it impacts quality of life considerations. So we want to take a hard look at those things. But I think the most important thing I've got to work on, I believe, and this is what's been said to me by the Board of Selectmen who hired me, is develop those working relationships with people in the community and sort of rebuild that confidence that people have in this community, because it is a great community, and there's so many things that people need to be proud of. That I want to be just a person who sort of brings that out in people.
Well, I've noticed you seem to be very approachable, and you've been very responsive to me. So
well, I appreciate that.
I appreciate that.
I try anyways. Yeah.
And I definitely appreciate that. I'm sure that with everyone else, I've heard nothing but good. So I'm happy that you're here.
Well, great. Thank you. And like I said, people have anyone who's approached me has basically said the same, that it's. And I want people to feel comfortable, and they should feel like I'm approachable, and that I'm not just sitting in an office all day long. I do try to make my way around the town as much as I can, and to get out and see people as often as I can, because I think that's important. So, but as far as the main issues I see at this time, I think that I think we need to get the town hall building issue resolved. working really hard on that issue. But I also think developing the sewer issue is important. I think developing the relationship with the craft group is very, very important, and I want to spend a little time on that. I think that we need to be partners. I mean, I think that the craft group is going to be here for a long time, and so are we. And we're not going to go away. And I think that as a result, we can partner together. We can do a lot of great things together. If in fact we can develop that good working relationship, which I'm spending a lot of time. I'm going to spend a lot of time working on that, and so that they have confidence in me as much as I have confidence in them. And I think that's really important.
Oh, that's good.
So I think it's a good. It'll be a good working relationship. I'm very proud of the fact that in the community that I was in Dedham, I was actually named Business Person of the Year by the Chamber of Commerce in 2011.
Oh, nice.
And it's not often that a government official gets named to that role or to that award. And so I'm very proud of that accomplishment. And what didn't happen by accident, because I spent a lot of time working on developing those relationships. But at the same time, what's really, really important is the balance that has to be struck between what's good business and what's good for the community. And I think that's what I'm really going to spend a whole lot of time on is making sure that balance is kept. Quality of life is important to the residents of this community. I want to make sure that that's a priority issue. But at the same time, we need the business development. We need to build, and we need to grow in a way that makes most sense for the community and for long-term business sustainability. Businesses that complement each other and can work off each other and make this more of a destination that's good for many years to come. Okay.
That sounds fantastic.
Well,
Do you have anything else to add? Or?
No, I think
Or
we've
do
covered
we-
everything we wanted to try and cover today. But
Yeah.
today was more of just to let folks know who I am and what I'm all about. And like I said, I've done this work for about 31 years now, and I have a background in a lot of different types of work. I've been a planner. I have a degree in planning, a master's degree in regional planning. I've been an HR director and labor relations director in a major city in Florida for 5 years, and then I've been a town manager, a town administrator for 17, 18 years now. So, so I've had a little bit of experience. I mean,
So you've had a few hats.
I've had a few hats along the way, and the one thing I've learned though, and the reason I've been somewhat successful is because I don't think I know it all. I still learn some new things every single day, and I learn new approaches every single day, and that's really key to being successful in this business, is that never think that you know it all when you walk into the role, because trust me when I tell you, you can learn new things all the time, and it's really key.
Well, that's fantastic, and I appreciate your time.
Well, thank you.
And we'd like to see what next topic that we can come up with.
Sure.
So I'm hoping for lots of input from residents.
Well, and I just want to tell residents that, feel free to send along your questions. And I've done this type of show in other communities, and I think it's really important that if people have questions, or residents have questions, businesses have questions, feel free to ask them. I can't always promise you I'll be able to give you the answer that you want to hear sometimes, but what I can promise you is I will give you an answer. And that what I plan to do is because I am so new here, I don't know all the intricate operations yet, so I'm still learning that role. I'm going to be in that role for a while, but so I'm going to circulate that information to all my very capable department heads and employees that work for us, and get their responses so that we can get you the best answer possible.
And if you do feel nervous, any residents, we can also make this anonymous. We will.
Oh, sure,
we can
by all
buffer.
means.
We can buffer this information before it
absolutely,
gets
yeah.
passed. So
It is, feel free though that if you want, just ask the question. It's okay. Any question's fine. I mean, I know that a lot of things get circulated that aren't always true, and it happens in every community,
No.
large or small. It doesn't make any difference, but it
We
happens
love our rumors.
Yeah, that's right. Every community has a rumor mill, and we know how that works. But what I try to do is try to get to the bottom of what people are saying and say, here's really what the story is with that. So, all right.
fantastic. Once again, ask Bill Keegan at gmail.com. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shannon. It was great. It was great to be with you today.
And thanks for all the Foxborough residents for taking the time to view, and we hope to hear from you.
Great. Thank you.